Hello everyone, DeckTrolls here. Today I have for you my Roid deck. Now before I start, just want to remind you guys, I have 100 plus budget-friendly decks, so there's going to be a lot of fun content coming your guys' way, so please make sure to like and subscribe. Please look at my previous decks so you can see a lot of fun things to expect in the future. Alright, let's get to it. Got 2 Express Roid. When this card is summoned, you can target 2 Roid monsters in your graveyard, except Express Roid. Add those targets to your hand. Got 2 Mixer Roid. You contribute 1 machine-type monster and special summon 1 non-wind Roid monster from your deck. You can pay half your life points to banish any number of machine-type Roid monsters from your graveyard, including this card. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Roid fusion monster with the same level as the number of banished monsters, ignoring its summoning conditions, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only use this effect. You can only use each effect of Mixer Roid once per turn. Got 3 Truck Roid. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, equip the destroyed monster to this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by its effect. You got 2 Submarine Roid. This card can attack your opponent directly, but when it does, using this effect, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is the original attack of this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card is attacked or was attacked, you can change this card's battle defense to defense. Got 2 Drill Roid. Before damage calculation, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. 1 Steam Roid. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, this card gains 500 attack during the damage step only. If this card is attacked by an opponent's monster, this card loses 500 attack during the damage step only. And then we have 2 Gyroid. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. We have 2 Cyber Valley. You can use one of these effects. When this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you can banish this card, draw 1 card, then end the battle phase. You can target 1 face-up monster you control and this card, banish both those cards, the targeted card and this card, draw 2 cards. You can target 1 card in your graveyard, banish both this card and 1 card from your hand, then place the card on the top of your deck. We've got 3 Heavy Mech Support Platform. Once per turn during your main phase, you can equip this card to a machine-type monster you control as an equip card, or unequip it to special summon it in a face-up attack position. While equipped to a monster by this effect, that monster gains 500 attack and defense. You can only be equipped to 1 union monster at a time, and if the equipped monster would be destroyed, destroy this card instead. We've got 3 Cyber Dinosaur. When your opponent special summons a monster from their hand, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. 2 Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then 1 Machina Fortress. You can discard machine-type monsters whose total levels equals 8 or more, then special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your opponent's monsters, destroy that target. Before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this face-up card, look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card from their hand. For the spells, we have 2 Gyroid City. You can target one other card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add 1 Roid card from your deck to the hand. During the damage calculation, if your Roid monster battles, you can send 1 Roid monster from your deck to the graveyard, switch to the original attack and defense of your battling monster during the damage calculation only. You can only use each effect of Gyroid City once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters the turn you activate either of these cards' effects, even if this card leaves the field. Got 2 Gyroid Connection Zone. Fusion summon 1 Gyroid fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and its effects cannot be negated. Have 1 limiter removal. Double the attack of all machine type monsters you currently control until the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. Lastly, for the spells, 2 Monster Reincarnation. Discard 1 card, then target 1 monster in your graveyard, add that card to your hand. Have 3 Supercharge. Activate only when your opponent declares an attack, while the only monsters you control on the field are machine type Roid monsters. Draw 2 cards. 1 Emerger Roid Call. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated while you control a Roid fusion monster, negate the activation, then send all cards with the same name as that card from the activating player's deck and extra deck to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Roid monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of Emerger Roid Call once per turn. 2 Miracles Awake. Target one monster that was destroyed by battle and sent to your graveyard this turn and special summon it. 1 Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. And then, lastly, Jar of Avarice. Target 5 cards in your graveyard except Jar of Avarice, shuffle all 5 into your deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Jar of Avarice per turn. Alright, as for the extra deck, we have 3 Super Gyroid Mobile Base. Requires 1 Roid Fusion monster and 1 Roid monster. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon 1 Roid monster from your deck or extra deck with attack less than or equal to that monster. You can only use this effect of Super Gyroid Mobile Base once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 Roid monster in your main monster zone, other than this card. Return that monster you control to the hand, and if you do, move this card you control to that main monster zone. You have 1 Super Gyroid Jumbo Drill. Requires Steamroid, Drillroid, and Submarine Roid. The fusion summon of this card can only be conducted with the above fusion material monsters. During battle between this attacking card and a defense position card whose defense is lower than this card's attack, inflict the difference of battle damage to your opponent. Have 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. Requires 3 level 6 light machine type monsters. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Cyber Dragon Infinity by using Cyber Dragon Nova you control as an Xyz material. Materials attached to that monster become Xyz materials to this monster. This card gains 200 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up attack position monster on the field. Attach it to this card. This face-up exceeds material once per turn during either player's turn. When a card or effect is activated, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You got 3 Cyber Dragon Nova. Requires 2 level 5 machine type monsters. Once per turn, you could detach one material from this card, then target one Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, special summon that target. Once per turn, quick effect, you can banish one Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up from your monster zone. This card gains 2000 attack until the end of the turn. No, 2100 attack. My bad. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one machine type fusion monster from your extra deck. You got 2 Kachikochi Dragon. Requires 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can detach one material from this card and attack once again in a row. Have 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Requires 2 level 4 monsters. You can detach 2 materials from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack, and if it does, this card gains the lost attack. And lastly, we have 1 Gyroid, the ultimate battle machine. My bad. Requires 5 machine type Roid monsters. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. This card cannot attack your opponent directly. After damage calculation, if this card attacked an opponent's monster, negate the effects of that monster, including in the graveyard. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Alright guys, that is my Roid deck. So yeah, tell me what you think. What did you like? What did you not like? How would you improve it? Give me some feedback. I like to read your guys' comments, so yeah. Remember, I have 100 plus decks, so there's going to be a lot of fun content coming your guys' way. So please make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, have fun.